Okay, welcome to the September 12th Village of Shawnee Hills Township meeting. For all that can, please stand and say the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Bates, here, Kaiser, here, DeRosa,
Here.
Manning, here, Thatcher,
Here.
Zimmerman.
Here.
Approval of the minutes from August 22nd. Anything on page 1?
Yes. Under solicitor, third paragraph down, second sentence, after JED board, it should be has instead of just as.
All right, page 2. Page 3. Page 4. Page 5. We have a motion to approve the minutes from August 22nd.
So moved.
Second.
Bates,
Yes.
Kaiser.
Yes.
DeRosa,
Yes.
Manning. Yes. Thatcher,
Yes.
Zimmerman.
Yes.
All right, any questions on the agenda? Motion to approve the agenda.
So moved. Second.
Bates,
Yes.
Kaiser.
Yes.
DeRosa.
Yes.
Manning. Yes. Thatcher,
Yes.
Zimmerman.
Yes.
Brian. Brian?
A short report tonight. While the Village of Shawnee Hills Legal Department was very busy last month, most of that work came before last council's meeting. So since last council meeting and tonight, just some miscellaneous things. You know, there's a BZA meeting tomorrow. Mark asked me to attend, so I'll be back in the village tomorrow night. And then Thursday, we have the Rita JED board. I'm sorry, I'm gonna try that again. We have the Evans Farm JED board meeting at 2 p.m. So I will be here back on Thursday as well. So spending a lot of time this week in the village, but so we'll see. There'll be conversations about the income tax collection, probably things that have happened in the past and on a go forward basis. So more to come on that. That's actually all I have tonight. There.
Any questions for Brian? Oh, all right, thank you, Brian. Russ?
Well, I too spend a lot of time in the village. I just want to hit flooding. I'm sure everyone's seen Facebook, a lot of upset residents. We had about 5 inches of rainfall in a matter of a few hours. Delaware flooded, Powell flooded, Columbus flooded, everywhere around us flooded. We are not without our faults here in the village, but it could have been worse. We've been making improvements to the stormwater system. We did identify a couple areas that I should have for UST, some repairs that need to be made or some improvements. I know Hiawatha is one of them. We're starting to lose the side of the roadway. Chris looked at it today. But the biggest problem when we get these big rainfalls is residents aren't cleaning out the ditches in the front yard or backyard, wherever the ditch is, or maintaining them. Some of our residents might not even know they have to maintain them. But if you had stormwater issues, Delaware Soil and Water is a good resource. It's free. They'll come out and tell you what you have to do. And, in the case of West Hiawatha, they had no problem saying, well, the village needs to do this and you need to do this. And in fact, there was some village issues there. So it helps everybody out. But the storm sewer basins and the drainage ditches, we just need to make sure we're keeping them clear. That way, what we have, the systems we have in place work the way they're supposed to. Any questions about that?
Yeah, do we have a contact for Delaware Soil? Do we have it on our website? Do you know?
I'm sure there's something on our website from Delaware Soil and Water, but I can get with Holly and see if she can put something out. On the agenda tonight, you have the EMA agreement for, it's just the only changes to the EMA agreement is adding the city of Sunbury. And because we added the city of Sunbury to the EMA executive board to be able to keep it a good number for a quorum, they're adding the health district, who previously was on the EMA board as well. So those are the only changes in the EMA agreement. Doesn't need to be an emergency. So that can go through normally, and then paving will begin soon. I know we sent all the paperwork, signed the contract with them. I don't have a start date, but paving should begin soon.
Any timetable for how long it takes, how long the project will take?
I don't know.
How many streets are we doing?
It's bits and pieces. I don't think we're doing any entire streets. So I want to say 7 to 10 areas.
Are we gonna let people know when it's getting close? So
As soon as I know, I'll make sure we put something out and exactly where they're going to repair.
All right, any more questions for us? All right, thank you, Russell. All right, we'll go to visitors. Jay, you want to go first?
Yes, I'd love to. Thank you. Thank you very much for having me again. Jay Sell, Aspen Energy. We've been helping you guys with gas and electric aggregation for a number of years. And since the old supplier, Volunteer Energy, filed for bankruptcy, we were left without an aggregation program. That was back in, I think, March, right? So it's been a little while. We've been watching the market, hoping for it to come down to be able to strike at a reasonable price for the community. The war in Ukraine broke out. World energy markets hit 14-year highs. It's been difficult for a lot of communities all over the state of Ohio on trying to figure out what to do with their aggregation programs. So I had sent some wording on potential legislation over to Shirley that she shared with the solicitor. It was a little bit too broad, I believe. It was basically asking to have council approve to give Russ authority to enter into contract when terms are favorable, okay? Which we've been doing with a lot of communities around the state right now because volatility is so high, all right? Typically, I'd come in, I'd have an offer, we'd have that price, we'd be able to agree on it. You pass something, it's signed the following day, no big deal, business is normal. Now with the volatility, I really have a hard time coming in, offering a price and knowing whether or not I'm going to be able to get that price the next day. So it's just a different landscape than we've ever been in before. And we really need to be flexible and as dexterous as we can about how to lock in gas prices. So I really just wanted to see if there was any way that we could work out some sort of verbiage that's maybe a little bit more specific of once we hit a certain strike price, that we could lock in rates, that I could send a contract that day over to Russ, have him execute and sign, or Mayor Matthews, whatever you guys would like, you know, to do it. But I think that's probably the best way to go. Most communities that I work with are entering into some sort of legislation to pass something to do it as quickly as you can, rather than waiting for, you know, every couple of weeks of council meeting and trying to line up prices with today's market. It's just not feasible.
Brian, how lenient can verbiage be?
I thought it was a little more than whatever I ever described it as a little too broad. It was like just enter a contract with anyone for any price that you seem to be good. I had a lot of problems with that. I mean, I don't know. I think it is difficult to be able to authorize you to enter in a contract to lock this in for this rate when you as counsel or me, you don't know who that is or what that price is. I don't know, it just seemed to be a bit too vague for my comfort, but.
Well, I think that's what we have to figure out, what we would deem. Unfortunately, I think UST would probably be the best to maybe deem what a favorable price is considered. And then.
at least a range or something.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Right.
Yeah,
range.
that's right. Above a range.
Yeah.
We don't know much of that and we don't,
What's the price right now?
right now, we're probably looking at like mid 80s. With Columbia Gas, you're looking at probably $1.10 right now, a CCF. So we could get a fixed price in the mid 80s right now. I'd really like to get that under 80 cents before we lock in. So that's really the strike price that I'd have defined, is to say, hey, once we get under 80, let's move. what was our last number? The last number was $1.10 per CCF with Columbia Gas right now. So the standard choice offer that everybody's on is $1.10 right now. And, you know, with the, you know, the Russia situation happening, all the different liquefied natural gas. There's a big spot that's going to be opening up here in November.
Europe just went down a little.
Yeah, I mean, Russia said we're shutting off the pipeline. So, I mean, there's a lot of global uncertainty on gas, electric, everything. So, I mean, I think it's important to try and lock in a price. If for some reason we lock in a price, say we lock in, 75 cents, right? For discussion, we lock that in, the market drops below that. Folks can either opt out on their own at any time at no cost. So they're not stuck in the program at all. We could also look at down the road if the market drops and we've had some time to look at a blend and extend, which means we would blend the rate down for the whole community and extend the term further. So
you'd have to have a significant, if we locked in at something under 80, you'd have to have a significant drop in the market rate though to opt out to go with a Columbia Gas Underground.
Yeah, I mean, once you get through the wintertime, as you look at the forward strips on the market, it drops. So it does come down pretty significantly once you get out of winter. So once you look at April forward, prices are better. But do you want to leave everybody kind of unprotected this wintertime? That's really what the question is, so.
Jay, what is the current market like here in the US? I mean, we drill, or we used to,
Yeah.
a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Lots of natural gas. So
Correct.
I understand the Ukraine thing, but that's Europe's situation.
It is.
I understand the world market, but
Yeah. We're actually net exporters right now of natural
I
gas,
figured that.
liquefied natural gas. So there's ports, we ship it out to Europe, China, Asia, different places around the world. And we can get $20 or $30 per MMBTU, where today it's trading at like $8, which is really high for here, right? We do still produce natural gas. We still drill for it. But in the last several years, things got pretty stagnant with gas because it was always at $2.50, $3, $3.50 per MMBTU. Now it's at $8. So it's just a different landscape. Being a net exporter instead of being able to bring it in, it's changed. Things have changed significantly. So good question.
Other questions? All right, I think we should have, when does, this will go into October though.
Not really. But I mean, we can always have we can call an UST for next meeting. Or if we need to, for the next council meeting.
Or do we take Jay's advice here? Do we feel comfortable and locking in if the market dips below 80?
I mean, that doesn't sound unreasonable to me. I mean, I don't know what number we've had on prior ones,
I was gonna
obviously, which
say,
would make a difference.
when it's not crazy like a year ago or a couple of years ago, what was the
We typically went with a variable rate because the market was traditionally low on the index. So we'd go with a variable. We get a discount off of the adder for the Columbia Standard Choice offer and just ride variable. But with this wintertime, riding variable is going to be tough. I mean, people are going to be hit with really, really high bills. So if we can lock in something, give them some sort of savings during the winter, that would be good. And then if the market changes, they could always opt out. We could look at a blend and extend. There's some different exit ramps. But I think passing legislation or something, just agreeing to lock in under 80 cents and leaving the term open, because the longer out you go, the lower you get. We might have to go 36 or 48 months. But having that be open-ended would help me be able to get you something under 80 cents for this winter.
And I know that when we've done it, we have done like 2 and 3 year terms before.
Correct.
But yeah, I don't know. Open would be, if we could define it, that, it might be better too.
Okay. Sounds good.
At least somewhat.
Sure.
Can we do that, Brian? Can we put?
Well, you can do whatever you want. It's just making me all very nervous. My legal mind is like, there's all these open-ended things. Nothing's concrete. I have no idea really what you guys are gonna vote on or do. From where I stand, that's just a recipe for not goodness. But
I'd be good with having a UST meeting.
yeah, I mean, it just seems like you have no real idea about what these numbers are, what these terms are, what's the real rate today? Well, what's it really look like in January? What's it really look like in April? I don't remember any of those things.
How long do you feel like it's gonna be like the break even, drop dead?
I mean, we should meet soon. I would meet soon as UST. I mean, we've got to do something by for like a December start, which is really the start of wintertime bills, you got to do something by like first week of October for a December start. So
The things I'm seeing on the news and online with regards to just what Europe is going to be experiencing, they're experiencing it already.
mhm.
And it's alarming because if we're exporting so much, that's increasing the price here at home, and we're going to feel that pinch too.
Mhm.
So it's not a matter of, I mean, I think it's more urgent than it ever has been, to be honest, from what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think if you could define, say, to have the term be, 36 months and under 80 cents, to have it be as defined as we can within the market that we're working with, I think that would probably help maybe ease some concerns from the legal standpoint. But a lot of communities are doing this exact same thing right now, like many communities. And a lot of them are leaving it open-ended just to try and take advantage of it and get the best, most flexible offer that you can. But I understand the legal concerns as well. And if you want to define it to say under 80 cents and 36 months or less for the term, that makes a lot of sense. When today Columbia is at $1.10, it's pretty significant savings for folks here this winter time. So I am available if you want me to come to UST sometime soon. That's great. I'm happy to dive in depth with it with you all. And, I definitely don't want to just throw out a very open-ended sort of thing for you. I want to be able to define it. It's just tough these days to do it. So
We have a UST for finance next month, our next meeting then, in 2 weeks.
We can have it anytime, it'll be the next week.
Well, I mean, since we didn't really have one, and we might actually have some stuff on our streets by then too. So it actually might be good to cover all that.
All right, just you good with that?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, that's, we'll get something put together.
sounds good.
Just because of the urgency and.
Great. All right.
But I appreciate you coming in.
Thank you guys very much. Have a good night.
Take care. All right, Carol is here. This is appropriate because Russ just covered.
Are you talking to me? This kind of fits into everything that everybody's talking about, but this is an excerpt from an email that the Chamber of Commerce received from the stormwater management people. And October 16th to the 22nd is designated as Stormwater Management Week, Stormwater Awareness Week, and they're suggesting a Stormwater Week, and it's a statewide effort that encourages communities and groups to that care about them to utilize newsletters, social media posts, educational events, and to raise awareness of how rainwater moves through the infrastructure and our environment. And they're suggesting that now's the time to start planning a litter pickup, stream quality monitoring, tree planting to improve the stormwater quality in our community. And that's what I have to say. And if you want this contact, I'll send you the email. Yeah. Any questions on that? Because my suggestion is that we get somebody start telling people in this village how to manage their drainage ditches. Because I think that's a lot of the problem with the runoff.
Yep, I agree. All right, any questions for Carol? We're gonna make sure the Dublin soil and water, we're gonna get something on the
Yeah, and
website.
I'll forward you this email. Yeah.
Great. All right,
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, my communication was basically surrounding the Miranda's proposal. The attorneys, the engineers got together, they discussed alternatives. So Miranda's concept for their next go round will look a little different. What that is yet to be seen, but we'll see when we get there. In addition to that, I met with two groups of I guess families, I call them, directly affected by any development back there. So just on kind of options and updates and just a basic conversation. So, and that is really it. Rob?
Yeah, still working on the Veterans Day. We're going to have our village traditional the Saturday before Veterans Day, working with the American Legion tomorrow. Steve Smith and the Chamber of Commerce are doing Shredded Day on Saturday, September 17th. I don't remember the time off the top of my head.
11 to 1:30.
11 to 1:30. So it's been out on Facebook. He's been posting in a lot of places. So there'll be a lot of people there to help unload. So, you know, they'll have it, you know, to drive in, people can help you unload, and I don't know what else they've got set up. So it's right down there at their office. And last year they had a mini tailgate and stuff, but the football game was away last year. So I don't know what his plan is this
Yeah,
year.
he's got that on his brochure. It says he's doing it. You can drop your stuff off and go park your car and come back for hot dogs and popcorn. Soft drinks or whatever.
So we'll be over there slinging hot dogs and stuff on Saturdays.
That it?
That's it.
All right, any committees since the last, we go over finance last time we did, I believe?
Yeah.
All right, legislative actions, second reading, ordinance 19-2022, an ordinance creating and establishing fund number 2901, State of Ohio opioid litigation settlement fund. Second reading. First reading, resolution 11-2022, a resolution.
Excuse me, can I ask a question about that opioid settlement? I read the legislation. How does the village actually profit from that?
How do we profit from it?
How do you get money
It
out
was
of
a
it?
class action suit, correct?
Right. Because the money will be distributed by the county.
Okay, so it's just that we're sitting around waiting for the county to decide what they're gonna do.
They'll have to decide what money we are entitled to be distributed, and then they will give us the money we're entitled to
Okay,
out of the settlement of the opioid.
Yeah, there's a list online, on the website of how much each municipality is getting.
40?
but it still confuses me about
But
what
it's
Shawnee
limited
Mills
to
has to do.
We're just,
We're
we
just-
reap
we're
the
just
benefits
recipients.
of, yes, we just reap the benefits of the class action settlement money.
Okay, okay.
It's free money.
Can we put that into stormwater management?
No.
No.
It's limited.
Yeah, it's, there's
I
very
think it goes
specific
towards
uses
North
that
Lawn
would be.
or something. Opioids. Can't remember.
All right, first reading, resolution 11-2022. A resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor and declaring an emergency. All right, any questions on this? Do I have a motion to suspend with the second and third reading and declare resolution 11-2022 an emergency?
Second. Gates.
Yes.
Item.
Yes.
Rosa.
Yes.
Manning. Yes. Enter.
Yes.
Zimmerman.
Yes.
All right, a motion to adopt resolution 11-2022.
So moved.
Second.
Gates.
Yes.
Item.
Yes.
Rosa.
Yes.
Manning. Yes. Enter.
Yes.
Zimmerman.
Yes.
All right, first reading, resolution 12-2022, a resolution to approve the Delaware County Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Management fifth amended countywide emergency management plan. That's a first reading. All right, the bills, some of the bills go around. Do I have a motion to pay the bills in the amount of $120,538.11?
Second.
Gates.
Yes.
Item.
Yes.
Rosa.
Yes.
Manning. Yes. Enter.
Yes.
Zimmerman.
Yes.
Shirley, treasurer's report?
Let's say on your management report, the long sheet, that is a year to date, not a month to date, just so you can see where we're at. General fund, 357,276.42. Street fund, 487,535.56. State highway, 27,356.13. PD body armor, 2,753.48. continuing professional training, 2,535.48. Evans Farm, 91 cents. Drug law enforcement, 534.41. Indigent drivers, 385.84. Law enforcement trust, 6,678.33. American Rescue Plan, 63,418.14. Enforcement education, 1,245.85. Fire fund, 70,672.93. TIP, 97,855.06. TIP 2, 32,683.44. Police District Fund, 180,213.72. Veterans Memorial, 248.97. Sewer operating, 32,512.98. Sewer replacement, 15,470.50. And debt service, 67,329.64. For a total of 1,459,743.87.
All right, any questions on the treasurer's report? Do I have a motion to adopt the treasurer's report as written?
Second.
Gates.
Yes.
Ister.
Yes.
Rosa.
Yes.
And yes. Petra.
Yes.
Yes.
Any miscellaneous business? I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.